Welcome to Money Talk with Michael. I'm Michael Eastham, president of Fellowship Financial Group. Money Talk with Michael is our weekly broadcast where we answer your questions about finance, investment, retirement, and all things related to money. Remember to send in your questions to the email listed in the description box below, and you might hear your question answered on the next Money Talk with Michael.
My mother passed away last year, not from COVID, just old age. She left me and my sister her house, which we just sold for $300,000, and her IRA with $300,000 in it. These will both be split 50-50. How much tax should we set aside, and how can I invest my share so that it will not be super risky, but can provide some additional income when I retire in a few years? I'm 63, and if I wait to start Social Security until 66, it will be about $1,800 a month.
Okay, great. Now this is a split question, and I have good news, and I think I have good news on the other side too. The first thing is on the house. Chances are really high that you won't have any tax on that house, because what happens is when you inherit a house, then you inherit what's called a stepped up basis. In other words, the market value of that house becomes your cost, if you will. And as a result, even if your mother owned that house for 30 years and the value of the house rose significantly, you don't have to pay any taxes on that as someone who inherited it. So the $300,000 will be your inherited value or your stepped up basis. No tax on that. However, the IRA is a little bit different. The IRA, you'll inherit, if you do it the right way, you'll want to roll that into what's called a beneficiary IRA. And with a beneficiary IRA, you have to take out money within 10 years. Now, the old rules used to say you have to take out a required minimum distribution as a beneficiary of an IRA like this. But the new rules say you just have to deplete the account by the 10th year, by the end of the 10th year. That gives you a lot of flexibility. So over that 10-year period of time, you've got to come up with a plan to take that money out. So hopefully that's good news for you too, because now we've put zero tax on the first $150,000, which is your share of the house, and then reduced the amount of taxes on the $150,000 that you'll inherit from the IRA. If you take all that money out of the IRA in one lump sum, guess what? More taxes. I'd suggest that you do some projections, do some calculations to figure out how to take that money out in a way that it's not going to bump your tax rate up substantially. Now, the other part of your question was, how do you invest that money so that it's not super risky, but you can rely on it? Well, in order to do that, you need to make sure that you invest in some combination of things that are reducing risk, but also provide you some predictable interest and dividends and other predictable income. Kind of the chicken and egg analogy. You know, if you have that healthy chicken that's laying eggs and you're just eating the eggs, well, guess what? The eggs are a renewable resource. The chicken's going to lay more eggs. Well, that's like the interest. The eggs represent your interest, and the chicken represents your principal. Take care of the principal, and it's going to produce more renewable resource or interest and dividends. And we can help you make sure that you make a good decision on how to allocate that, because there's really 9 or 10 different investment vehicles that fall within that category, and choosing the right combination that you're ultimately comfortable with means that we have to learn a little bit more about your situation. So reach out to us, and I'd be happy to talk to you further to help you make some good informed decisions. Thanks so much for watching. Tune in next Monday for another edition of Money Talk with Michael. And don't forget to send in your questions and check out our website at fellowshipfinancial.com and our social media platforms. And if you'd like, you can schedule a 15-minute complimentary call to get your specific questions answered. Everything you need is listed in the description box below.